Charles, Charles, Haronga, Haronga, Brown, Brown.
Haronga, that's the middle name.
Yes.
And is it Mario?
Yes. My mother's name.
I see. Could you spell it again? Could you say it again?
Haronga.
Haronga. Very beautiful. What is your birthday?
5 August 1934.
So you are now 85?
85 August.
In August, you're going to be 85?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you born?
Not far from here, 20 miles away. 30.
30
A
miles.
place called Mangatu.
Mangatun. Could you spell it?
Mangatu.
Mangatu.
Yes. Place called Whatatutu.
Whatatutu.
Spell that?
And tell me about your family when you were growing up as a child, your parents and your siblings.
My father and mother divorced very young.
Oh.
And I was adopted by my grandmother, who brought me up.
Yeah?
Well, first of all, the other two siblings, the two sisters, were brought up by my stepfather, I guess, and mother married again. And then they had a family, so I had about 5 in all stepbrothers and sisters.
So you had a big family.
Well, I never lived with them. I lived alone. No. Well, I was brought up by my grandmother by myself. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And tell me about the school you went through.
Same as Don, Tekaraka District High School.
High school?
Yeah. TKDHS.
And did you learn anything about Korea from your school when you were a student?
No. We knew there was a war on. Well, I knew we were going to school that there was fighting going on. But that
was it?
That was it, yeah.
Did you know the location of Korean Peninsula at the time?
A fair idea. I knew it was off Japan somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But always either China or Japan, not Korea, right?
Yeah.
And so when did you join the Navy?
September 1951.
So you already knew that Korean War broke out, right?
Yeah.
Were you thinking that you could be in that war as a Navy seaman?
No.
You never thought about it?
No.
Yeah. And so where did you get the basic military training?
HMS Tamaki, same word Don mentioned before, on an island out in the Hauraki Gulf in Auckland. And I did September till about December. I was a seaman, ordinary seaman. And then they wanted communications operators. So they rounded us up and we all took a test. And then next day they said, you come with me. So I ended up as an ordinary telegraphist.
What is it?
Telegraphist. Radio operator.
Radio operator. Is there any special knowledge that you learn about those radio operator? Did you use a secret code or
Morse code?
Morse code.
Yeah.
So tell me, example. How did you do it?
Oh, we went to school every morning, learned to type, because we had to attain a reading up to 25 words a minute to pass on.
Mm-hmm.
And we had these exercises, what they call these Morse exercises, and we sat there typing every morning for about half an hour reading these texts.
Was it not that difficult, right?
It was a little in the beginning, but after a while, I got pretty good at it.
Very good. So you became the communication operator, radio operator, using Morse code.
Yeah.
And from there, did you go to Korea?
Well, a friend of mine, his name was Sonny Smith. He's from New Plymouth, Whanganui.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a first class pass. Well, they gave us a first class pass. And we got pulled off the island and sent to HMNZ's Hawea.
Hawea.
Yeah.
H-O-A-W-E-A.
HAWEA.
That's a frigate.
Yeah, lock class frigates. They all locked.
It's a frigate, right?
Lake class, yeah.
Yeah. So when did you leave for Korea? 1952? Or 51?
Yeah, 52. August, I think it was the 6th.
August 4th.
4th. Yeah, August the 4th. Yeah, a day before my 18th birthday.
And you left for Korea August 4th, and so you were in the West Sea side of it, right?
Yeah, on the West Coast. Yeah, yeah. We stopped every night. We did patrols, and sometimes a few shoots early in the morning. I like bombarding coastal areas, and we'd come back to off the peninsula, and we anchor off this peninsula down called Pyongyang-do.
Pengyongdo.
Pengyongdo.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So you stayed there, or what happened?
I was just anchored off during the day.
During the day.
Yeah.
So you were able to walk around the Pengyongdo?
Oh, I went ashore once.
Once.
Yeah, I mean, we still did. I did a lot of shift work, and for a break, we went ashore and walked around. And they had an air base not far from there. Anyway, we watched a couple of Americans. Mechanics of working on a jet parked on the beach. They must have landed on the beach and must have got shot up or something. And they were working on it, and we watched them for a little while.
Were there any Korean people living there in Pengyongdo?
Never saw any.
You never saw?
No. No.
Were there any enemy attack to you? Your ship? North Koreans or Chinese? Did they ever attack your ship?
North Koreans.
North Koreans? Tell me, when was it and how did it happen?
We went into, and I don't know, or remember that whether it was before or after, but we went into spot for the USS Missouri. It sat out on the horizon, and we directed its, where it was shelling, and was shelling this cliff face. And there's a big hill with the cliff face, and the North Koreans used to have guns on rails inside, and when the ships went past, they'd come and push them out on the rails. So the Missouri bombarded it, And I thought, God, that's the end of that. But we went in and, well, no, we did it a couple of times. But this particular morning, early in the morning, we went in and we started shelling, same area, popping away there with our 4.5 inch. and then all went quiet, and everybody, action station, well, every time you go into something, you always had action stations, and my action station was with another gentleman. It was down after the ship, where Don talked about the pom-poms where we were underneath. Had a hut underneath in case the main wireless office got wiped out. My job was to run up and rig and all up to resume or try to communicate. Anyway, that was our purpose. And they called out to stop the shoot, and that stopped. And both sides were the depth charges, racks there. And a friend of mine, he was a radio mechanic, and he walked down to on the starboard side, and he leaned up there and rolled a smoke. He was a smoker, see, so he rolled him a smoke and let his smoke. And I was looking down. I was talking to somebody, I think, at the time, or waiting for my friend to come out. And this spout of water about 20 feet from him, directly behind him, shot up in the air, you see. And I thought, what the heck was that? You know, next minute there was another one. And I turned, because immediately the pipe system went, and action stations, we had to all shoot back in our little cubby holes. Well, by the time I turned to head back to my station, this guy went past me. He was in a hurry. Apparently he got a bit wet, but that's how close they were. Anyway, I don't know how many shells were that, they straddled us all over. We were lucky.
So nobody...
Very lucky, yes. I don't know how many shells, but there were quite a few.
And you were not hit?
We were lucky, we weren't hit. And of course,
how close was it?
The what?
How close you were from the enemies?
Oh, God, I don't know. 5 kilometers away, 10. Oh, maybe bad for me, at good top of the quite a hill away by the look at the time, but yeah, we turned again, as I say. We got bombarded, and they were landing. Shells were landing all over the place, all around us. So the engines kicked into gear, and full speed ahead, which we could do about 18 or 20, I think, at the time. And zigzag. Started zigzagging and making smoke and you name it, doing all sorts of getaway. Anyway, we finally got out of range. And I think that was mentioned in the papers back home here. I can't.
Did you revenge them?
No? Well, we went back and put some more shots in there.
You did?
I don't know whether we hit anything, but they were still active for years.
I see. Any other dangerous occasion where that you could have lost your life or being attacked seriously from the enemy?
Oh, I went on a motor torpedo boat for communications with the ship, and we at night, go at night, and went on board late afternoon, I guess. And then we took off, and crew went for ages. Reported back to the ship on the radio, and then our next schedule was another 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and went to bed. Next minute, the guy wakes me up, so I get up and with my tin helmet on, big duffel, had a duffel coat. It was free, it was freezing, and went up on deck, and all I could, it was just dark, and we were starting to, all I noticed first was the crest of the white waves, and we were heading in towards a beach, and I thought, what the hell are we getting this close for? Anyway, I'm standing there looking at all this, and next minute the whole sky lit up. Everything just went white. And I thought, boy, all I got to do is wait just for the cold water to hit me, because I thought we were hit. And next minute, all hell broke loose. These MTBs, they're fantastic. They had a bofa down aft. In the front, they had mortars. On the sides, they had 8 rocket launchers, 4 each side, an Orlican on the bridge, and boy, all these things started up. And God, the noise, and it cleared, and I could see there's a building, and they were shooting at this building. And people coming running out the building, running up the hill, and it was a pretty steep hill, straight down to this building, and a couple of other small ones.
Was in the North Korean side, right?
Must have been.
Yeah.
And next minute, these guys ran, and they could see the shells, the Orlicans, all dust flying up behind them, and a couple of them fell over, and the next minute, all went quiet, spun around, boom, we were gone, and that was it. But that gave me a bloody fright. I went back on board, and these MTBs, we used to have what do you call it? NKP, air, North Korean.
Yeah.
And we used to have 2 ships every now and then, and they went inshore and did attacks. Then they'd come back and report just during the day, and or probably entertain the skipper in the wardroom or something, and then they would take off at night. Sometimes in the winter they'd come along, and we had to use spray hot water on their guns so their guns could move. They were all frozen.
Yeah.
And they did. Then later on we got these MTBs came. That's the one I went on. And I believe we went towards the latter stages of our tour. Never saw them again.
I see.
Somebody said they got shot up somewhere, so I don't know what the story is. But
so when did you leave Korean seas? When did you leave Korea? Was it 53?
Yeah, late
27th of July.
late 53, July was it?
27th of July.
27th of July.
The day the war finished.
Wow.
We turned out.
Oh, yeah, Armistice Day. Yeah, that's right. Armistice Day is the day we
So
came
did
home.
you hear that we signed the
Yeah,
armistice?
yeah.
What was your feeling?
Oh, great. But we were just being relieved for other ships that were coming up, you see.
Yeah.
And they continued the police action. But yeah, Armistice Day. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So we
great.
come home. Yeah.
So you went to Korea one day before your birthday, and then you left Korea on the day of armistice in 1953.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult thing during your service in Korea? If I ask you to pinpoint one thing that really bothers you, what was it?
Shift work.
What is it?
Shift. We communications. We did a lot of shift work, and at one stage, we were short handed, and my friend and I, when we left training together, were in two shifts. We do 4 on, 4 off.
So tell me more details. So what time? How long did you work?
Oh, well, I started at 8 o'clock in the morning. One was started at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Finished at 12. The next one took over at 12 to 4. The other one come back, 4. Went on like that.
Yeah.
So you got sleep whenever you could. And you still had to comply with the regulations of the ship. No hammocks go up before the morning. We slept in hammocks those days.
Mm-hmm.
And you just slept anywhere. You could get some sleep, because 4 hours later, you're back on watch again.
So every 4 hours did you have to work?
Yeah.
Or just twice a day, right? So altogether you worked for 8 hours a day.
No. 4 hours to 12. Because if I started at 4 o'clock at 8 o'clock, I came back again 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And I came back again midnight.
Oh.
And then I came back again 8 o'clock. And we went
So
on.
you were short of...
Well, we did that for a month while we were on patrol, until we got back and we got additional staff to relieve. So we could, normally we in 3 watches,
I see.
but we did 2. That was the...
Have you been back to Korea since then?
No.
Not at all?
No.
No. So do you know what's going on in Korean economy and Korean politics, democracy and so on?
Yes.
Do you know any? Yes.
Well, I know you had a bit of problems with your political hierarchy for a little while, on and off.
North Korea, you mean? North Korea?
No, South Korea.
South Korea,
Yeah.
yes.
And your economy, especially in the field of manufacturing vehicles, everybody thought, well, this is coming out of Korea, like I think they thought like Japan did.
Mm-hmm.
When Japan first exported the Datsun, everybody said, I won't buy that, it's bloody rubbish, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, they found that the Japanese were producing some very good vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody thought the same thing about the Korean cars, I think. Just a mental observation of the past. But they were very good, so, yeah.
Are you proud to be a Korean War veteran?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. By next year, it's going to be 70th anniversary of the war, never been replaced by the peace treaty. Do you have any thought about it? That it's been 70 years? we are still technically at war.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think?
So, the peace treaty.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Another renegotiating with North Korea
Right now?
about the armistice? Is that right?
Yeah, to replace that armistice with the peace treaty.
Okay.
Mm.
Is that going well?
No, it doesn't seem to be dragging, and so we hope that we can have it, so we can have a real permanent peace. But there are a lot to be done.
Yeah, I
Yes.
bet there is. Yes.
Do you have any special message to the Korean people?
Oh, I think if they continue on the way they work and put all their efforts into what they do, success is bound to come.
Mm-hmm.
But
how many grandchildren do you have? Many.
I don't have grandchildren of my own.
Oh.
I married a woman who had 3 children, so their children.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 2.
2?
Yeah, in Auckland. Yeah,
In Auckland.
yeah. One's a TV on the TV cameras.
Oh.
TV NZ. Yeah.
TV engineer.
NZ. TV NZ
TVNZ?
Yeah.
What does he do?
on a camera.
Camera.
Yeah.
Working on camera.
Yeah.
Wow. Anybody who's teaching in the school? History teacher. No? No history teacher in your child.
Teach me.
No. Any children you have who are teaching in the school?
Oh, teach school.
No?
No.
Any other episode that you want to share with me? You remember, but you didn't tell me?
Terrible memory.
You don't? All right.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Charles, it's
Yeah.
been a great pleasure to meet you and to hear from you. Thank you for your service.
Yes.
And because of that, Korea was able to rebuild our nation. And this is one of the top economy in the world
Yeah.
and very democratic. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.